Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for joining us for this session about discovering all the programs that Dallas ISD has to offer in our specialty programs and schools at the middle school level. So thank you again for joining us today, and we have a pretty full program. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go through an explanation of the application and what that looks like. Just a reminder that you can find the application at www.dallasisd.org/choose-dallasisd, and the application deadline is January 31st, 2022. Jennifer, would you like to walk us through the application?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. As Mari Carmen shared, the website to submit an application is going to be dallasisd.org/choose-dallasisd. You'll see here different ways for you to explore the different programs that we have with Dallas ISD. In order to submit your application, you'll click this Choose Dallas ISD application button, and it should take you to the login page. I do want to remind families that this is the same portal that we used for applications last year, as well as for registration for the 21-22 school year. So it is possible and very likely that if you have a current Dallas ISD student, you may have an account here already. If you don't, or if your child will be new to Dallas ISD, you can create an account using this section on the right. So once you have logged in, there are a few points to keep in mind just to make sure that you are submitting the application for the correct school year. Once you log in, you will be able to change the school year here on the right. Make sure it's set to the 22-23 school year, so you're applying for the correct one. The top right, you can also change your language using Google Translate. So if you're needing the application or the dashboard in a different language, you can use this. Probably the most important part that we really want parents to keep in mind is if the student is already connected to the account, whether it be through an application last year or the registration forms for the current school year, that you use their student tiles down at the bottom. So if the student is already connected, you will just click on their name, make sure you're on the application tab to be able to continue or begin that application. If the student is going to be new to the district, or if the student is not appearing on your account, then you can scroll up to the top a little bit and click on the Let's Begin Application button. If the student is a current Dallas ISD student, or if they attended within the last year, you can select yes, they have been enrolled in Dallas ISD, and you also be asked for their student ID number, first name, last name, and date of birth. It is very important that this information matches what we have in the system. So that will include any special characters in their names, such as apostrophes or hyphens. If they have a double last name, that both of those are included here. Otherwise, the system may have trouble recognizing their information. Once the student has been added to the account, you will be taken to the application itself. In the first page, you will also be able to select the language in which you're wanting to continue, so English or Spanish. You will be asked to provide specific student information. If they already have an ID number with us, then most of this information is going to be pre-populated. So if there are any errors in a field that you cannot edit, then please give us a call so we can make those corrections to the student information. Our number is always going to be down at the bottom for you to access at any point throughout the application process. The fourth page is going to be the selected schools page. So here you'll notice you can select up to 5 schools at a time with a limit of 2 magnet schools or programs. So those limits are kind of defaulted into the application. So it kind of does it for you. If you have already selected 2 magnet schools, it will not allow you to select anymore. Similar, if you have selected already 5 programs within the application, it will not allow you to select more than that. If you'll see here, you'll have a map available to you. So if proximity to your home or your job may be important for the schools to which you're applying to, you can definitely utilize this to see what's in your area. And then if you select choose, it will take you straight to that program for you to select. I already have a few schools selected, so it's not going to let me add more. But I do want to show parents that you can see what exactly the program type is. So DA Halsey, for example, is a transformation school. Dallas Environmental Science Academy is a magnet program. This is really important, mostly for schools that have multiple programs. As you can see here, Alexander has a neighborhood transfer and a dual language program available on the application. So it really allows parents to differentiate the different types of programs and allows you to make the proper choices. The next page is going to be the ranked school selections. This page is crucial to the application process. The order is going to default based on alphabetical order of the school's first name. So if you are needing to re-rank these choices based on your preferred order, you will just need to drag and drop to the preferred order. Now this is crucial because students will only receive one offer, and that will be based on these rankings. So for example, if they are accepted to Dallas Environmental Science Academy, then the remaining applications, you will no longer see the status of those. If they are, for example, waitlisted for Dallas Environmental Science Academy, but they are accepted to Alex W. Spence, then you will still see the waitlist status for the higher ranked choice. But anything lower ranked kind of goes away. So this ranking is very important. You can make edits to the schools you selected and the order in which they're ranked up until January 31st, regardless of when you submitted the application. The menu on the left will kind of guide you through the different pages that are needed to complete your application. You will also have the opportunity to submit the required documents for each program type. For magnet schools, you will be asked to upload the most recent report card, test scores, and proof of residence. Now, if at any point you need to save the application or pause the application because maybe you need to gather these documents, you can click the Save and Exit button down at the bottom, and you will be taken back to the dashboard. Now, to continue with the application, again, it's very important that you use the student tiles down here at the bottom. Just click on the appropriate student, and then you can continue where you left off. As you can see here on the left, it will kind of guide you through what has already been done and what may still be needed. Once the application has been submitted, you will receive the complete page. Just a kind of brief overview as to what you applied for and the ranking order. On the dashboard, you will also notice the status for each application. In processing means that it has been submitted but hasn't quite yet been reviewed by the school. For example, here, this is a test student, so this campus has already made this application as ineligible because they will not be going through the lottery. And if they are needing, if the schools are needing additional information, they will likely write a note to you explaining what needs to be uploaded or presented to the school. So if at any point you need to make edits to this, you can just click on Edit and then go to the appropriate page. So for example, if campuses are requesting additional documents, you can go to the Required Documents page for that program and re-upload any document that may be missing. But that's pretty much it. It's as easy as that.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. We'll be talking about the phone number and the phone bank that will be available today, later on, to help you with any questions if you're ready to fill out the application. I just want to let you know that if you have any questions now, as you're listening to all these presentations, feel free to put them in the Q&A. We'll answer them there, and we'll later in the program, and we'll answer some live as well. But you can put in the questions in the Q&A, which is at the bottom of your screen, at any time. So if you think of a question, just put it in there, and we'll get you an answer. And now we're going to hear from Jorge Flores about student transfers, which are part of the this application process. And it's another option if you see a program that you like in a school that is not one of these application-based, but you do want to attend, we have the transfer options. So definitely we'll get some great information from Jorge about transfers.
Thank you so much, Mari Carmen. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jorge Flores, and I am part of the centralized enrollment team and student transfer coordinator. As you heard already from my colleague Jennifer about how to go ahead and use the system to apply for different choice schools, and it's also going to include an ability to go ahead and apply for student transfers. But Dallas ISD has over 200 neighborhood schools with great programs on their campus, and your students in grades K to 12, if you live within the boundaries of Dallas ISD, you automatically have a seat for them at their zoned neighborhood school with some of these great programs. But let's just say your student wants to apply for a student transfer, wants to attend a different neighborhood school. This is where they could use the application system to apply for a student transfer, or they can use the system to also apply for other neighborhood programs like the IB programs, the dual language programs as well, using this system. And once your student applies, the transfer school will go ahead and review your child's application, and they will mark it eligible primarily based on if they have available space at the campus for your student. And once they're marked eligible, then they will be able to be run through the lottery, and your student will either receive an offer, a seat offer, or be put on the wait list. And if you accept the seat offer, then your child can go ahead and attend that school and enroll into that neighborhood school. One thing to keep in mind is that students who are on a student transfer do not qualify for transportation, so that is the responsibility of the parent. In addition, if your student applies for a dual language program or IB program and other neighborhood programs at a school that is not their zone school, they also do not qualify for transportation. But the great thing is that once they are on a student transfer, they can remain at that school up to the highest grade level that is available at that school. And the permission will continue for your student as well, as long as they continue to meet the terms and conditions of the student transfer. And that's to maintain passing grades, have good attendance, good conduct, and that's how your student can remain on a student transfer. Lastly, one great thing and unique thing about student transfers and neighborhood schools is that if a neighborhood school still has available space, they can continue to accept transfers throughout the school year. That being said, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, Mari Carmen, Sandra, and Jennifer.
Well, thank you, Jorge. We appreciate you providing this great information. I wanted to also let you know about the phone bank that I mentioned earlier. It is 972-925-5560, and it is now open, and it will be available until 1 p.m. And you can call them if you're in the process of doing your application. They'll be there to walk you through, clear out any issues that you might have, or any questions about number of schools, ranking, etc. They're the experts, and they'll be there to answer your questions. And now I'm going to share a video about dual language so that you can learn a little bit more about the program before we hear from the expert.
Dallas ISD can put your student on the path to reading, writing, and speaking 2 languages proficiently and learning about 2 cultures. In a dual language program, your student can excel academically while fostering linguistic and cultural diversity through the learning of 2 languages. In a dual language program, your student will bring his or her home language to the school setting, which enriches the linguistic experience of all students. Your student will feel proud as he or she engages in a myriad of activities that build upon linguistic repertoire. And those who continue on the pathway toward bilingualism and biliteracy have more opportunities to advance in the global economy. This opportunity is open to all children in pre-K through 12th grade. Apply at dallasisd.org/choose Dallas ISD.
Great. So now we are going to hear from the dual language folks to tell us a little bit more about this program and what is offered at the middle school level.
Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Belinda Moran and I'm here with dual language programs. We are here, we're hoping that you choose our program as your program of choice for middle school, where we are growing bicultural leaders that can speak, read, and write in both languages, English and Spanish. The goals of our program are for our students to become fully bilingual, fully biliterate, and bicultural individuals. We want them to be well-rounded, to be able to communicate in English and in Spanish. Some of the benefits of having your students in a middle school dual language program is that our students have very high academic performance. They in many cases outperform their peers in a non-dual language program. We see increased problem-solving skills in our students. There's intercultural understanding among our students, and just looking forward into the future, if they're able to become fully bilingual, proficient in both languages, we see higher earning potential. In the secondary dual language program, our students in middle school take 2 classes in Spanish. One class is a core content class. It's a math class, a science class, social studies course. And the other class is a Spanish float class, like Spanish 4, Spanish 5, Advanced Spanish Language, or Spanish 7 or 8 in this case. And then the remainder of the courses are actually taken in English. So they have the opportunity to they're still learning their Spanish, they're getting their English, they're becoming bilingual, biliterate. These are just a couple of samples of the courses that we offer at the middle school level. We have math classes at grades 6, 7, and 8 that are dual language. We have RLA classes that we offer in Spanish. We have all sorts of social studies classes, Texas history, US history, world cultures. And what I'd like to mention too, our classes are not just on-level classes, like base level classes. We also offer classes at the middle school level that are honors, that were used to be called pre-AP, now they're honors courses. So our students are still able to engage in rigorous coursework in Spanish while maintaining their program status in our secondary dual language program. And that's pretty much it. Thank you. And we hope that you choose secondary dual language for your student. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Belinda. And now we're going to hear from Leonidas Patterson, who is here representing student activities. These are super fun activities that we offer at all of our schools. Different schools have different activities, but they're really great and especially at the middle school level, to create that sense of engagement, to provide skills that are going to help them in high school and in college. So pay attention to this presentation. Leon?
Thank you, Mayor Carmen. And I am Leonidas Patterson, the Director of Student Activities. And there is one thing I know for sure. Participation in extracurricular activity is a priority in Dallas ISD. In fact, the Dallas leadership team here in the district and the school board members believe that all students should be involved in at least one extracurricular activity each year. With more than 250 activities across the district, students have the opportunity to participate in academic competitions, athletics, JROTC, visual arts, and performing arts, as well as campus-based activities. Some of these activities are sponsored by the Student Activities Department at no cost to our students. Now, let me say that again, at no cost to our students. The department provides a variety of district-wide activities and programs for elementary, middle school, and secondary students. Options include chess, esports, math, science, UIL academics, as well as debate, destination imagination, Texas academic pentathlon, cheerleading, yearbook, and more. You see, participating in extracurricular activity gives students the opportunity to discover their talents and interests while making new friends. Mary Carmen, the Student Activities Department, adds fun to learning by providing these opportunities to every student attending Dallas ISD schools. And here are the middle school selections. And what's unique about all our activities is that if you participate them in elementary, you can also participate them in middle school and also high school. So we hope you decide to participate in some of our activities.
Thank you, Leon. And yes, I can attest they're very fun. I have attended a few to help out. So it really is. It's fun programs. And if we can now hear from our magnet schools and what we have to offer at the middle school level. I know these are magnet programs are very popular with our parents and students. So Nancy, will it be you leading us through the discussion?
Yes, it will be me. Thank you, Mari Carmen. Good morning. My name is Nancy Rubio, and I'm the magnet coordinator within the Centralized Enrollment and Magnet Department. So magnet schools are theme-oriented courses of study that provide students with in-depth experience in specific areas such as STEM, fine arts, TAG, Montessori, leadership, and multiple careers. All magnet schools have selective admission criteria and have traditionally served underrepresented populations with a specific focus on ethnic diversity. Next slide, please. Our magnet program serves students from pre-K through 12th grade. We do have 16 programs, middle school programs. 10 of those are multi-level programs, which include elementary and middle school grades and go through 8th grade. We have our 2 Montessori programs, Dealing and Stone, JP Starks, which is a STEAM program, Jesus Moroles, Expressive Arts, and we have our 5 Talented and Gifted programs, which also go through 8th grade, which are Trinity Heights, Talented and Gifted, School for Talented and Gifted at Pleasant Grove, KB Polk, Talented and Gifted and Fine Arts, and Sudie Williams, Talented and Gifted, and William B. Travis. Next slide, please. We also have 6 middle school programs that serve grades 6 through 8. Griner, Exploratory Arts, Oliver Wendell Holmes, Humanities and Communications, Atwell Law Academy, Dallas Environmental Science Academy, Alex Spence, Talented and Gifted, Henry W. Longfellow, Career Explorations, and we have our 2 single gender schools which serve grades 6 through 12th grade, and those are Barack Obama Male Leadership and Irma Rangel Young Women's Leadership School. Next slide, please. The main difference between magnet schools and other choice programs is that our magnet schools have eligibility requirements. Students must meet a minimum grade point average and test score. The minimum grade point average for talented and gifted programs is 80 cumulative GPA and 75 cumulative GPA for all other programs. The minimum test score requirements to meet eligibility is 70th percentile for the talented and gifted programs, with the exception of KB Polk, which is both TAG and Fine Arts and has a minimum of 50th percentile. All other programs require 40th in math and reading. This year for Dallas ISD students, we are taking the 2021 STAR or the fall 2021 MAP test, which they took this September, or we can also use any of the 3 MAP tests taken during the 2020-21 school year. If your student is not in Dallas ISD, we do have a list of alternate tests that you may find on our Dallas ISD website, and we can substitute for the MAP or STAR scores. If your student still does not have any tests on that list, then you can have your student tested through the school that they are applying to. Next slide, please. So all students who meet the eligibility that I just went through will move on to the campus assessment and then into our selection process. With the selection process, 30% of those seats are awarded to in-district students who score the highest on the school assessment. And the remaining 70% of the seats are divided up among the district's high school feeder patterns. Finally, we do have a sibling rule and sibling preference that applies to our elementary and middle school applicants who have a sibling attending the same school they are applying to. The sibling rule applies to our 2 Montessori programs in which qualified siblings are placed after the 30% selection. And the sibling preference applies to our other elementary and middle school programs where 5 points are awarded to the overall campus assessment score. Please note that all our in-district qualified students are placed before out-of-district students. I know this is a lot of information I've given you, so I do encourage you to visit our Dallas ISD website. We have links and resources to guide you through the entire process. Again, thank you for your attention and have a great morning.
Thank you so much, Nancy. And now we're going to hear from our visual arts folks. But before we do, let me remind you that if you have any questions about the application, about any of the programs, anything about special education offerings, anything like that, please go to the Q&A that's at the bottom of your screen and share your question there. Now we're going to hear from our visual arts folks and see what is offered in middle school. Like the extracurricular activities, the visual and performing arts provide a lot more for our students. They, they may not be tested subjects, but they give them soft skills that are really valuable as they move through their educational journey and then in life. So definitely listen to what we offer so we can so you can consider these programs. Dimas?
Good morning, everyone. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the visual and performing arts. As you can see, Dallas ISD has robust offerings. All of these subjects include choir, little kids rock, which is more like modern music. We offer dance and theater, visual art, band, and orchestra. And we have lots of kids enrolled in our programs. So there's plenty of opportunities. Next slide. You can see that here we have a slide. We're going to talk about some of the honors that the Dallas ISD has been blessed to be a part of. Here for the first time in our history, the Texas Art Educators Association has named the Dallas ISD a district of distinction. So we're really, really proud of that. Recently, we had 22 all-state dancers. And for the second year in a row, the National Association of Music has named Dallas ISD a Best Communities for Music Education. We continue to have TMEA All-State Scholarship opportunities throughout all of our campuses, including 2 of our campuses were named Grammy Signature Schools. So we're really, really proud of that. So a little bit about the journey that is visual and performing arts. As you can see in the middle school level, we begin to focus more from what they were doing in elementary. Elementary was all about exploring the arts. And when we get into middle school, that's our opportunity to focus on things like band or choir, theater, dance, and everything, all of that list that you see there. This is also going to be the first opportunity that kids have to compete. So they'll have a UIL competition as well as opportunities for individual performances. So lots of offerings, lots of great things going on at Dallas ISD Fine Arts. So please, if you have some questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And now I'm going to share a video about our transformation and innovation programs, and then we'll hear from the experts.
Dallas ISD's project-based learning schools are gateways to real-world experience for students. Students develop critical thinking skills required for the next generation workforce through hands-on learning, real-world projects, and teamwork. Project-based learning is a one-of-a-kind education in which students gain knowledge and skills by investigating and responding to an authentic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenge. This academic program offers career exploration, technology, and a curriculum that emphasizes problem solving, collaboration, and various forms of communication to empower student innovators and entrepreneurs. Choose a Dallas ISD project-based learning school for your child. Apply at dallasisd.org/choose Dallas ISD.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the people who put together that video. That's very informative about project-based learning. And now we will hear from our transformation and innovation folks to tell us more about the programs that are available at the middle school level.
Thank you, Mari Carmen. My name is Elena Bates. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. We are from the Office of Transformation and Innovation, and our goal is to provide best fit schools for all Dallas ISD families. Our transformation schools are open enrollment campuses designed around various instructional models, just like you've seen in the video. Project-based learning, Montessori, STEM, STEAM, single gender, personalized learning, international baccalaureate, and many others. There are no academic entry requirements offered. For these schools, and transportation is offered within district boundaries. Once online applications are submitted to transformation schools, the window is open now, and we encourage you to get those applications in before the deadline of January 31st. Then students are selected through a lottery. Offers are generated based on the number of seats available in each grade level at the campus, and the student's priority group and the randomly assigned lottery number. Research shows, we can go back to the other slide before. The research shows socioeconomically diverse schools, thank you, offer better learning environments for all of our students, no matter their background. The OTI office has adopted this approach for several of our transformation schools. For those designated 50-50 socioeconomic diverse schools, students are entered into either the economically disadvantaged lottery group or the non-economically disadvantaged lottery group based on the student's socioeconomic status. The next slide will show you some of our models of our transformation schools, and we are pleased to announce that the process continues to grow. So we do have the Montessori schools, and the little bar next to each campus will show you the grade levels of the school, and then what, if not available now, what the school will build out to. So as you can see, we have the Montessori campuses, single gender, solar boys and solar girls. Our new hybrid school, where students are remote learning and also face-to-face, depending on the day of the week. Exploratory arts at Martin Luther King Junior Arts Academy, and opening this school year, we have West Dallas School at Pinkston that will open their pre-K options, but also house our 7th and 8th graders in that area. The next slide shows a few more models of our transformation schools. We have Halsey, 6th through 8th, STEAM Middle School, and then our new Frederick D. Haynes Global Preparatory Academy that sits at Paul Quinn College. The IB school opened this year with 6th and 7th graders. We will build in 8th grade next year, and they will roll up all the way through high school to earn the International Baccalaureate diploma and complete the diploma program. And then also to round out our middle schools and transformation, We have the personalized learning school at Ignite. Our next offerings are our innovation schools. These are our neighborhood campuses. Innovation schools are those neighborhood schools that have a redesigned curriculum, but they maintain their current identity. They maintain their existence attendance boundaries. If this is an option for you and it's not your neighborhood school, you would fill out a transfer application like Jorge described earlier for one of these different types of models that are here on your screen for an innovation school, if space is available in the grade level that you are searching for. The next slide shows our innovation middle schools. And as you can see, we have just a number of schools and they continue to grow. So we really do encourage you to seek out the options that are best for you and your families. And we do appreciate you joining us this morning.
Great. Thank you so much for that great information. These are really fantastic programs, so definitely consider them as you are going through the application. And now we'll hear from our athletics folks before we answer some of your questions. Like visual and performing arts and extracurricular activities, athletics offer a lot of soft skills, additional opportunities for students. They're also a great way for them to engage in school, which, as we know, at the middle school level, that is a really important thing, that they feel that they're part of a group and that they, feel welcome at the school. And so these programs offer some of that. If our athletics folks can let us know what's offered in middle school.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Maria Carmen. My name is Maricela Lopez, and I'm one of the assistant directors of athletics. For middle school sports, we do offer, it's for 7th and 8th graders, and you could see all the sports that we offer. I do want to add here that we have over 10,000 student athletes enrolled and participating with us. So it's great for all students, all the kids in our district. If your child does attend a specialty school, specialty schools do not have sports, but you could play sports at the home school. So if you guys do need help checking on which is your home school, you could call us at 972-749-2450. Again, if you have any questions on athletics for your middle school kids, give us a call. Thank you.
Fantastic. And so now we are ready to answer some of your questions. The first one, how many schools can you choose from all the schools that are available? And actually, Jennifer, if you can tell us just a little bit about School Mint and how you can search for the schools that you, or for the programs that are available at the schools, so you can make a more informed decision about where to apply.
Absolutely. So on the application itself, you can select up to 5 programs or schools with a limit of 2 magnet programs. So there isn't a lot of guesswork. The system kind of does it for you. If you select 2 magnet programs on your application, it will not allow you to select more than that. Similar with the total amount of applications or schools you're selecting on the application, if you select more than 5, the system will not allow you to add more than that. On the Choose Dallas ISD website, you do have the option to use our School Finder tool, where you can explore the different schools that are available based on the student's grade level and interest. So I definitely encourage all parents to utilize that tool to kind of narrow down your search based on what your student is interested in, such as Montessori programs, visual and performing arts, STEM or STEAM schools, our single gender programs. So that School Finder tool is definitely one of your greatest resources in being able to narrow down what campuses you're wanting to apply to.
Thank you, Jennifer. So this, I guess, another question for you. If I accept the offer to my second ranked school and then get an offer from the first ranked school, can I accept that one? Or will, once I accept an offer, am I taken off the wait list in my first ranked school?
You are not taken off the wait list, no. So you do have the opportunity to still attend a higher ranked choice if you are placed on their wait list. What will happen is you'll receive an email notification letting you know that an offer is pending for your higher ranked choice. And when you log in to your portal, you will see the accept offer button. Now, what will happen, because you can only accept one offer, accepting an offer for a higher ranked choice will automatically withdraw your offer from the previous offer that you had accepted. So just keep that in mind, that you're weighing both options equally.
Right. So it does. So I was actually going to follow up, just my personal curiosity, if you had to first withdraw from your initial acceptance before you can, but it does it automatically.
It does it automatically, yes.
Okay, great. That is very helpful. This parent has a 5th grade student in FLS and wants to know what robust programs are being offered in Dallas ISD to address his needs. I'm not sure who wants to take that one. And the student will be transitioning into middle school. I will confess, I'm not sure what FLS is, but I'm not fantastic with the acronyms. So I don't know if the parent can maybe let us be more specific about what the FLS, if nobody here is kind of.
I can jump in.
Okay, excellent. Yay.
Hi, this is Nicole. I'm with the Office of Transformation and Innovation, and I am not with the special ed department, but I do know that we offer FLS at many of our high schools and middle schools. And so if we could get the parents' contact information, we can connect you with our special education team and reach out to you and let you know which campuses have that program.
Well, actually, if you want to go to the parent that has put the questions in the Q&A, if you want to go there and kind of communicate with them, there's like a private answer.
Okay, I'll reach out to you.
All right. Excellent. So this parent has, functional living skills. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. We love acronyms in education, and I'm not hip to all of them. Now the next question, I have 2 students, one for middle school and one for elementary. And I put as my first option a magnet school, that's K-8, and second option is 6 to 8 school. What will happen to my student in elementary school?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Nancy.
Okay, and both students, she said, are applying to magnet schools. We do not have our sibling preference for siblings is for our students who are already at a magnet school. So if they have a sibling already attending a magnet school, then they would get preference. I'm not sure if that's what she was asking as far as siblings, but I know that for transformation, they do have a sibling preference for students that are applying to programs that are at the same school or at alike programs.
I guess maybe the parent is asking, and she can clarify in the Q&A, but if it's the choice between applying for a K-8 where the elementary and the middle school student can both attend, as opposed to like a 6-8 where the elementary student would not, does it make a difference, or is that something that they should consider? Because you can link applications, so is that something that you should consider as you are applying for schools?
So as far as the linking of the applications, we can link applications, but for magnet, we do not consider those applications if they do not have a student already at the campus.
And for transformation schools, it would be the same thing. So the sibling preference is if the student is not only currently attending, but they would also be attending that campus at the same campus the next school year. The only caveat where that could be a little bit different is we also give a sibling preference to solar girls and solar boys. So those may be at different campuses, but they still would be attending the same school year.
there's a question about visiting campuses and how can parents learn more about individual programs, I guess at specific campuses. This parent is interested in magnet and transformation programs and needs input for a rising twice exceptional sixth grader. I know that we're having issues with COVID and visiting schools. We have been having some virtual tours in the past few weeks of different schools, and I'm sure we'll offer some more in January when we come back from our winter break. But if you're interested in a particular school, you can always contact, and we have information on all the programs at dallasisd.org/choose-dallasisd. But if you're interested in specific schools or specific programs, you can contact that department, like OTI or Magnet, and get that information. And if you want information about a specific school, you can always contact the school and ask them if they can give you a virtual tour, or if they can, they have one planned for January. So that's definitely an option if you want to learn more about a specific school. And let's see. I have a student in a K-8 and going into 7th grade. If I select a new middle school, would they move into the feeder high school for that middle school? I guess it just kind of depends, right? Experts, if it's a neighborhood school, if it's a magnet program, can we hear, or Jennifer, do you want to start us off and then we can explore the specific programs?
Yeah, so I think it's very important for families to understand that unless the school feeds into a high school like Irma Rangel or Barack Obama, that is a 6th through 12th program, the students will automatically feed into their neighborhood or their zoned high school, even if they're currently in a middle school magnet transformation school. So applications do still have to be submitted when they're going to be transitioning into high school for them to attend a different program.
Okay. Anything to add from Magnet or OTI?
For Magnet, like Jennifer said, that is correct. If a student is at a magnet school with multi-grade levels, so if they're at a 4th through 8th grade program, the student automatically rolls over to the next grade. So 5th graders will roll on to 6th graders. If they're at a school like Rangel and they have a high school program, 8th graders will automatically roll over to 9th graders. They do not need to reapply.
Okay, excellent. And our next question, if my daughter was not part of a dual language program in elementary school, can we apply to participate in one in middle school?
For our secondary dual language program in middle school, the students must have a Spanish speaking background, an academic Spanish speaking background. So they may have not been in a dual language program, but it just depends on the specific situation. If they were in maybe like another school outside of Dallas that did have some sort of program, the schools would look at that on a case-by-case basis, but it is strongly recommended, actually required, that they have that Spanish academic background so that they're successful in our program, because our classes are, our Spanish classes are 100% in Spanish. So they would have to be able to be successful in those classes.
Okay, very good. So here's a question, and this is our last question because we need to transition to our high school one in a few minutes. My son is in 5th grade at John Quincy Adams, and I see some schools that I like and that he likes, and we're still doing research on each school. But in case that the first and second choice schools we like aren't available, could I still do a transfer for another school, or how does that work?
That's a great question. So yes, remember that you can apply to up to 5 different schools, and they can those 5 can actually be 5 transfer schools. So if your first and second one aren't available, hopefully the 3rd and 4th and 5th would be available, and so you'd be able to get into one of those, one of your choices.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And as we're coming to a close in this for the middle school programs, I would like to remind you that we have a phone bank at 972-925-5560 that is available until 1 p.m. today. And it's available during working hours during the week, Monday through Friday, from 7:30 to 5 o'clock. If you have any questions, you can call and they'll answer. I know it's a really, really busy time for our one centers, who are the ones who handle these calls. So, if you might be on hold for a little bit, we try to make it a short wait, but we are helping a lot of parents. So please be patient with us if you happen to encounter a bit of a hold. Also, I want to remind you that the application deadline is January 31st. And if you need help and the pandemic cooperates, we are planning on having an in-person Choice School Expo on January 13th, Thursday, January 13th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at 2 locations, Yvonne Yule Tambu Center and Skyline High School. And we will be sharing a lot more information about this event when we get back from the winter break, so that if you still need information about these programs and you need help in person filling out the application, we will have bilingual experts at both locations who can help you out, answer your questions, and kind of guide you through the process. Thank you so much for being part of this session today. And we hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day and weekend. And we will see your application once you submit it. Thank you so much and have a great day.